Welcome back everyone, Tiffany Quinn here with our full body X-framing workout. Today we'll be using targeted dumbbell exercises to help you further develop and define your natural X-frame figure. We'll be primarily working into the shoulders, the back, the core, and the glutes, and all you need for equipment today is your light to medium set of weights for your upper body, as well as a heavier set for your lower body, or whichever weights you may have available to you. Now for your reference, I will be using today my 25-pound set, my 15-pound set, and my 8-pound set of weights throughout. For our format today, we will be using interval format for a total of 4 circuits at 5 intervals each. We'll be starting off with a section for the lats, then moving into the shoulders, working into the core about midway through, and then finishing off the workout with our lower body. Now our timer today will be set for 60 seconds work with a 30-second rest between, meaning you can certainly break out those heavier sets of weights today. Now before we get into it, just smash that thumbs up button for me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Don't forget that your free August fitness calendar is in the links below, so go ahead and grab that and let's get started. What's up everyone? Welcome in for our full body strength training today. Now I do want to get us straight into the workout, but before I do, I want to take one more moment to highly encourage you to pick pairs of weights that are going to be challenging for you. Now as I mentioned before, we have 60-second intervals and 30 seconds to recover. So by the end of our 60-second interval, let's say the 10 to 15 seconds at the end, those last 1 to 2 reps should feel like you're trying to lift a house while keeping form. So you're going to pick weights that are suitable for you, whether that means you have to swap around from a lighter to a medium or a heavier set, not a problem, but let's make sure to challenge ourselves. That's going to be strength training and it's going to adhere to progressive overload, all right? So let's go ahead and get into our first position for back. I'll be using my 25-pound weight to start and we're coming into a wide stance position with the feet at about a 30-degree angle outward. We're rolling the shoulders back and down, core tight. We're going to hinge forward, squat down. The non-working arm can use the knee for support. The working hand is in line with the shoulder, coming up towards the waist into a row and back down. 3 counts up, 3 counts down. Let's go ahead and start that timer. Going in 3. Going in 2. You guys ready? Get into position, grab that weight. On 1, alrighty, hinge it forward, squat down, grab that weight, up towards the waist, pause at the top, slow to lower. 1, 2, 3, quick pause, down, 2, 3, quick pause. Eye gaze is forward, back is straight, core is tight, hands staying in line with that shoulder, and shoulders away from the ears, no hunching. Up, 2, 3 and pause and lower, 2, 3 and stretch and up, 2, 3, retract the shoulder and down, 2, 3, allow a stretch, 20 seconds. Back down, all that focus into that muscle, retract the shoulder blade at the top. As you come down, allow a bit of a stretch, release the tension at the base and then back up. But holding tension through the duration of your lift and lower. Let's get one more rep. And bring it on down towards the mat. Great job. Now we're going over to that other side, but I will show you a trick. So if you don't enjoy using your knee for balance here, keep in mind that you can also use another weight. All we do is we stand it up vertically, coming into that same position, hinge forward, squat down, and you can place the non-working hand on that weight as you lift and lower on the opposite side. In 3, 2, 1, eye gaze is still forward, up towards the waistline, and slow to lower to the mat. 1, 2, 3, retract back, 3, 2, 1, punch forward, 1, 2, 3, retract back, 1, 2, 3, punch forward. Feeling good? Remember, those last 2 reps should be almost impossible. Breathe through it. Reminder to breathe. Reminder to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Pull that core in tight for me. Keeping your hand in line with the shoulder. You're doing incredible. You have 20 seconds left. 15 seconds left. Lower. 2, 3 to a stretch and raise, 2, 3, retract back, one more raise. Let's get that last lower in, slow it down, and bring it down to the mat. Let's go ahead and grab a lighter weight now. We're going into flies out to the side from a lunge stance position. So your front leg, your front foot I should say, is forward facing, weight in the opposite side hand. That back leg steps out, and now you're going to externally turn your foot away from you. So towards the screen here, torso comes forward, palm is facing in, hinge forward, still using the knee for support. We come out to the side with the palm down and lower. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Raise, 2, 3, and 4. Lighter weight here, one that is still challenging. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Raise, 2, 3, and 4 to shoulder level. Core is tight. Head in line with the neck, in line with the back, in line with the booty. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Keep going. Control it down. Don't let that weight just drop. Lift, 2, 3, and 4. And raise, 2, 3, and 4. Leading with the elbow. 3 more. You've got 5 seconds. Last 1, 2, 3. Lower down and switch to the other side. Now you can also, once again, if you don't want to use your knee for support, you can still use that other dumbbell as a support over to the side. So just some modifiers. There's no right or wrong way. It's up to you here. Hand in line with the shoulder though. In 10 seconds, we're going to that other side. Make sure that the hips are rotated as forward best you can. That back leg is externally rotated. Back is straight. And in 2, in 1, raise, 2, 3 to lower. Shoulder level. And up. 2, 3, and 4. Up. 2, 3, and 4. That weight does not drop. Those last 2 reps should be super challenging. You've still got 40 seconds left. So if you get to the end of this one and it felt too easy, you should probably invest in a slightly heavier weight. If you've been using the same weights for 1 to 2 months now, and the exercises you used to do have gotten easier, you want to up it. 2, 3, and 4. Lift, 2, 3, and 4. Almost there. 15 seconds to go. Power through it. Last 3. Last 2. You've got 5 seconds. 1 more. Make it count and lower down. Even better if you can't get that last rep in. It means you did what you were supposed to do and you were using a heavy enough weight. We're going to come down to the mat now. For this one, I'll be using my 25 pounds again. Both of these weights are going to come to the mat. You can also do a push-up from a kneeling position. We're going to start in a plank position though for our renegade rows. Going in 4, alternating 3, 2, feet to either side of the mat. Squeeze the core, squeeze those quads. Row on the right, back down. Row up on the left, back down. Use the elevation into a push-up and raise. Repeat. Slow everything down. I want your whole body under tension here. And up. Squeeze up. Lower down. We're only doing this once. Squeeze up. Lower down. If you need to, bring the knees together. Elongate a little bit. Come into that push-up as far down as you can. And raise. Sorry if that was a bit loud. I know it echoes when I come down. And down. Row up and down. Back into your elevated push-up and raise. Let's get 1 more. 1 more push-up for me. Lift it up and come down to your knees. All right, you can come into either a standing position or a kneeling. We're now going into our Arnold presses. For this, I'm going to be using my 15-pound sets. You have 20 seconds. Woo, hot in here. I'm getting used to it. You never get used to it. I am so lying about that. All right, 10 seconds. Palms are in at shoulder level. Slight bend in the knees. Going in 2, in 1. Facing straight ahead, out and away, and slowly back down. Remember, strength training. So we're not going super fast here. We're using weights that are challenging for us. The shoulders are drawn away from the ears, facing straight ahead. And after those push-ups, I know these are tough, and elbows back in towards the waist. Palms are out, so palms in. Breathe through it. Know that you're gonna get through it. We got through our first circuit already. We are now on circuit 2. You have 20 seconds left to go. Up, 2, 3, and 4, and press. 2, 3, and 4. Slight bend in the elbows at the top. Let's get one more if we can. And one more if you're a superhero. And slowly down. All right, how many of you got the one more? I know you did. All right, we're going into our standard shoulder press now. You guys know that this is my favorite exercise. And anytime you want to see a difference or an aesthetic change, there are exercises you're going to repeat over and over and over and over again. The name of the game is repetition and overload. And consistency. And of course, I'd like you to do it with a smile. Going in 4, arms at 90, in 2, in 1. All right, take it away. Slow to lower. Press, 2, 3, 4. Take your time. If you need an extra break between, this is all right. It's actually a good thing. Anytime you have to pause because you're feeling that max tension hit, and you're like, I'm going off form, you know that moment that you pause is the moment that you probably hit a progressive overload. Press, 2, 3, 4. There's no shame to that. 2, 3, 4. Back to shoulder level. I've got 30 pounds here, and I'm telling you now, it is not easy. Shoulders away from the ears. 30 pounds total, 15 per hand. If you're using 8, that is also really hard to start with. Let's go one more. Slow to lower. I felt the tremble, and back down. All right, from here, you can go ahead and grab your lighter weights. Again, I'm going back to my 8-pound. In 20 seconds, we go into our lat raises. The palms are down for this one. Micro bend in the elbow, up to shoulder level, and down. 10 seconds to go. Stretch it out, shake it out, breathe a little, have some water. We're almost there, almost to halfway. In 2, in 1. Palms are down, roll the shoulders back and down, lift, 2, 3, 4. Raise, 2, 3, 4. Amazing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got 2 more exercises before we hit our halfway point. Power through it. If you are in an air-conditioned room, I'm very jealous. So know that you have that advantage on me. Lift, 2, 3, 4, 20 seconds, it burns. Oh my God, keep going, and raise, 2, 3, 4. My last 2 reps are gonna be that house. I think it's a mansion. Lift, 2, 3, 4. Can we get 2 more? Can we get 1 more? 3, 2, 1, and done. Amazing job. 25 seconds to go. We've got our last 2 exercises of this circuit. We're actually starting off with a Arnold press once again, but we're gonna switch it up. So we're going into our press overhead, come down, curl down to the thighs, into a front raise, and back up. Going in 8 seconds. Back stays straight throughout, core is tight throughout. Dig those heels into the mat. The only thing moving is the arms. In 2, in 1. Press over, palms in, curl down, keep the elbows tight to the waist. As you lower, front raise to shoulder level, back down, curl up, back out, back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and press. 5, 6, 7, and press. Amazing. How you feeling? Feeling sweaty yet? 60 seconds for each of these exercises is a significant amount of time when you're using heavy enough weights. Lift, bring it down, weights come up, weights come out. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Elbows tucked to the waistline as you come down into that curl. Get that form right. 4 more seconds. Last 3, 2. Give me one more raise and lower. Last exercise of this circuit. Then we are officially at the halfway point. The weights are going to come out to the sides, palms facing away. We're coming up and overhead into an overhead circle and back down. It's tough. Take it slow. If you've never done these before, switch to something lighter to start with. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears that entire way through. Going in 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's take it all the way out to the side, all the way overhead. I just visited Canada for a second. I said oot to the side. Let's take it oot. Out to the side, overhead. Hold tension as you come down. Slowly. Let's take it for 6, 5, halfway, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the top and down. 2, 3, halfway, 4, 5, 6, back to center and up we come. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Incredible. 2 more times. Lift. Nice and slow. Come down. Control that movement. Let's get one more. Amazing job. Bring the palms in, bring it down, and come down to thigh level. Woo. Okay. From here we go into our core section. We are officially halfway through. Again, you can use that lighter weight or you can go with a medium one. I'm gonna go for my 15. If at any point I feel that my form's going off, I will change it. We're going back to the lunge stance that we were in before. Right foot forward, left foot outward turn. We're coming into our hinge forward, palm is facing in. Use that knee with support. We're gonna draw the elbow up towards the waistline, come overhead in a straight line, and back down. So we're still working back. We're working core, but we're also working balance here. Squeeze up, come overhead, and slowly lower, using your knee for support. Core is nice and tight. Back stays straight throughout. Follow where that weight is going. If you want to make it harder, look up at the weight before you bring it back down. It will test your balance. Lift and slow to lower. Lift and slow to lower. If we were in a side plank, it'd be the same thing. Row and overhead. 15 seconds. I personally really like this one. You get to use some of the momentum as you bring it over. What you want to be mindful of, keep going, is not to allow your arm to come back here, okay? So it shouldn't look like this. You want it straight up overhead, hand to shoulder. All right, you are good. We're moving over to that other side. I didn't want to make that point though, because you don't at any point want that weight to come behind you. It's not going to help you work what you're trying to work. Going in 15 seconds. Left leg forward, foot facing away. On the back side, we externally rotate. Let's start with the torso, rotated towards the front foot. Lean forward, palm is in on that dumbbell in 2, in 1. Shoulder away from the ear, row up, and straight line over. 1, 2, 3, and pause. 1, 2, 3, and stretch. 1, 2, 3, stay tall. 1, 2, 3, you're powerful. Do you feel good? I bet you feel so great after the workout, but sometimes we show up to them and we say to ourselves, oh my goodness, I don't want to do this today. And then halfway through something happens and it's magical, right? Your brain changes, there's a new synapse that forms and you say, I'm good at this. 20 more seconds. And slow to lower, keep rowing up, straight line over, and slowly bring that weight down. 13 seconds. Not allowing that weight to come behind the head. You want a straight line, hand to shoulder the entire way through. Last one. Last 3, 2, 1, and lower that weight. We are now coming down to the mat. You're welcome. Into a bicycle crunch position. So I'm just gonna move some of this out of the way. If you are a beginner, you can keep your feet on the mat. If you are intermediate, advanced, I want you in your double leg tabletop. Hands behind the head, elbows wide. So beginners right here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. In 2, in 1. Intermediate, advanced, lift those legs, cross over, and switch. 1, 2, 1, 2. Core tight. Zip it up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Knee is in line with the hip. As you come in, it's elbow to knee, not knee to elbow. Squeeze, squeeze, twist and squeeze through the oblique. 1, 2, 1, 2. You're doing amazing. Halfway there. Let's speed it up for the next 10 seconds. 1, 2, double time. 1, 2, cross, cross for 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow it down. And switch. And squeeze. Elbow to knee. Another 5, 4, 3, 2. Finish it off and bring those legs in and lower them down. From here, we've got our around the world crunches. We have not done these in a little bit. So we're actually gonna bring the hands right in front or behind the temples. I actually kind of like them in front here, and I like my hands clasped, or you can use a weight between. We're gonna come up to the left, to the right in a half circle for the first 30 seconds. Then we're going to switch the direction. Are you ready? In 4, squeeze that core down to the mat. In 2, on 1, up to the left, center, to the right, to the floor. 1, 2, center, 1, 2, floor. Lift and rotate. You're coming up about halfway. Try to lift the shoulders up off the mat. Squeezing the obliques, the top abs, the lower abs. Breathing throughout. Breath out as you come up. Breath in at the bottom. One more time this direction. And switch to the right, to the center, to the left, to the floor. Squeeze. And squeeze. Center, to the left, to the floor, to the right. Lift the shoulders. Feel those abs engage for me. 2 more. Last one. And lower. Okay, we've got 2 more for this section here. Oh no, I apologize. We actually only have 1 more. We're gonna lift both legs in the tabletop this time, or you can keep them down on the mat. If you're going to do so, 1 leg over the knee, 1 foot over the knee. You're gonna come from left to right and switch it halfway. I will tell you when it's halfway. Those of you who have done this move before and you're familiar with our windmills, we're bringing the arms out to the side, keeping the shoulders on the mat the entire way through, lift into our double leg tabletop. To the right for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Control it. Lift through the obliques to the other side. 2, 3, 4. Only as low as you can come, holding that tension in the abs. 2, 3, 4. Lift to center, to the left. 3, 4. Amazing. Keep on going. Just find that pace that works for you. Beginners, if you had 1 leg over, you're going to switch now to that other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and lift. 2, 3, 4. We only have 1 more circuit after this. How does that feel? Feels pretty good, right? Hold that tension in the abs. Oh, there's that tremble. Did you hear it in my voice? 1 last time to the other side. And lift and lower the legs. Okay, we're staying right here on the mat, and we're gonna grab a hold of our heavier weight. If you have even heavier than what you have in your hand, you might want this for the glute bridges. Don't be afraid to pause the video and go grab something that works even better for you. That's the luxury of having things you can pause during directions. All right, so feet are in neutral in line with the hips. Come down to your back for me, a weight across the pelvic bones. We're coming up, pressing through the heels. Posteriorly tuck the hips forward as you come up. 2, 3, now hold me pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Lift it up, pulse 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down, lift it up, squeeze the glutes, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down, and up for 5, 4, keep going, 1, lower down the entire way, holding that posterior rotation forward, chin is tucked towards the chest, and down, and lift another pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower, back up, rep it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, squeeze those glutes, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Woohoo! All right, up to standing. We've got our 4 final exercises, the ones that you're going to hate most that I absolutely love. We're starting with our static lunges. You can either have the weights at your sides or on the shoulders. Find a stance that works best for you, wherever you're able to balance. And I want you to challenge yourself with those weights. We're working lower body, you do need heavier than upper body, typically. In 2, in 1, starting on the left side forward, right leg back, slowly down, not slamming the knee into the mat. I want both hips facing towards the wall in alignment, going at your own pace. You're coming down through the anterior hip tissue. So that's that front hip tissue that's drawing you down, and then pushing back up through the heel, extending that tissue. 1, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3, amazing. Halfway through this side. Then this side gets a whole minute and a half break. Just think of it that way, and it's not so bad. And raise. Last 10 seconds. Those last 2 reps, you should be trembling on. 1 more. Lift up and lower those weights down. On our last lower body workout that we did, it was the silent series. My leg was no lie, it was just shaking. It was like a gutter in the middle of a tornado, just would not stop. It was a really hard one. I woke up and my glutes were sore for like 4 days after that. Okay, over to our other side, same thing. Then we have a more fun one. In 3, 2, 1, bring those weights to shoulder or the sides, step it back. Take your time getting into position. Knees staying behind the toe, in line with the third toe. And something that can also help with balance is taking your stance a little bit wider. And raise. And raise. Core is tight. Booty's popping. And up. Slowly down and forcefully up. With great form though. You're perfect. You're doing amazing. You're strong. You're powerful, and you are stronger than you think. So I want you to get to those last few seconds for me. 2 more. 1 more. Stand tall, and one of those weights can go over to the side. We are now going into our single leg Romanian deadlift into a reverse lunge. For this one, you have 2 options. You can go strength with it, separating the movement, come up, step it back, or you could go more of a hit style move, which is the one I'm going to do, where we come down the leg, lift up, weight comes to shoulder, step it back. So a clean essentially into our reverse step. In 2, in 1. Weight stays close to the body, to shoulder as we step back. Using that momentum for the clean, keeping your elbow close to the waist As you bring that weight to the shoulder, I like this one, it gets the heart rate a bit more elevated. And I'm a sucker for anything full body. We are halfway through. Keep working hard, push that booty back and away for that deadlift. Stopping at the end of your hip rotation, eye gaze following where you're going with that weight. So as we come down, we are not looking at the sky, okay? You're following the weight with your eyes. Another 4. And 3. And 2. Let's get one more. Lift it up. And we have 30 seconds until we hit that other side. Sometimes I like to end my workouts out on a cardio note. So that is what I'm doing today. If you are purely strength training right now, forget the clean, just into your hamstrings, deadlift, separate the movement, then into your lunge. Take a little bit longer on it. In 3, 2, 1, bring it down, lift up, clean the shoulder, and step back. Still controlling the movement here, by the way. We're not flying across the room into that lunge. And up, core is nice and tight. Pull that belly button in towards the spine. So with my heavier weight, just for example, continue doing what you're doing into that deadlift. Now when I come up, rather than bringing the weight to the shoulder, I'm gonna pause, then I'm gonna step into my lunge and slowly come back up. It slows it down. It's up to you what tempo you go with. Always make the workout your own and add things that you enjoy throughout. And up the shoulder and back. Another 3. And 2. Last one, and lift. Okay, that sums up our workout for today. We are complete on the full body, dare I say, tone up. Okay, let's do a quick hip rotation together and just stretch things out a little bit. So I want you to come into your 90-90 stance. We're gonna drop the legs over to the left, and from here, we're just gonna reach forward, trying to even out the hips on the way down. So you have an anterior tuck on those hips. Walk it out a little bit. Great job. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's walk it back up. And we're gonna lift those hips up, drop the knees over to the other side, and even out those hips before we walk it forward. So you have a 90-degree angle from your ankle to your knee to your hip. Same thing at the back. If possible, you can, of course, draw this leg in a little bit more if that's more comfortable. And slowly walk it out. And just hold right here. Enjoy that stretch along the glute. Shoulders away from the ears. Ooh. Great job. And walk it back up. We're going to come into our quadruple stance here. And we're going to do our hip controlled articular rotations from a quadruple position. So hands are stacked to the shoulders, knees in line with the hips. We're going to kick back and externally rotate away from the body and back towards the midline and reverse up and away, internal rotation, adduct towards the midline and come down, keeping the back straight throughout. Rotating only through the hip. Both hips are facing down towards the mat. And slowly down, lift up, external rotation, a little bit of a higher tempo since we're just stretching things out. Up and back in towards the midline and down. Go ahead and switch sides. Up into our kickback, external rotation, adduct towards the midline, abduct away, internal rotation as you come back, stack forward, and kick it back once again. Enjoying those little circles. Trying to get more hip flexion on the way up. Might be a little hard after we worked all that. And let's get one more either direction here. Slowly lower, lift up, and back down. and around. Okay, let's hit the shoulders real quick too, and then I will let you go. So we're coming into our side lying position on the mat. Keep the rib cage lifted. This top leg can come forward for support. Take your hand down to the side, external rotation here. Really straighten that arm out. Breath in, hold full body tension as you adduct towards the midline. Internal rotation, extension back. Keep the shoulder away from the ear. Fight for more internal rotation as you come down to the side and reverse. External rotation through the shoulder. Fight for more external rotation as you come into adduction and back down. Let's do 2 more. Keep that arm straight. Full body tension, core is nice and tight. Working through the shoulder joint. So you're not allowing your scapula, the shoulder blade to move. Nothing else is moving here. 1 more extension back. External rotation, all the way forward, and relax that arm over to that other side. It is very, very hot down here today. Okay. Bottom leg shoots out, top leg forward. Take that hand next to your side, external rotation with it, and straighten it out. Deep breath in, hold full body tension coming up towards the midline. Internal rotation at the top. Extend back as best you can. More internal rotation as you come down. Bring it up, stay in a pain-free range of motion the entire way through. External rotation, and back to the side. Keep your arms straight, lift up. We've got 2 more. Internal rotation, shoulder away from the ear, straighten things out, fighting for more range of motion with every rep, building that control you have over these joints. Back to the side, lift up, adduct towards the midline, external rotation, extension, bring it up, back to your external rotation, fight for more, fight for more, fight for more, and lower it down. How did we feel, everyone? Let me know in the comments how you got along, whether you went with the dumbbell hip move or the strength move right at the end there. I just felt like I really had to do the deadlift with the reverse step with the clean to the shoulder. I think you already know I love my hip moves and my power moves. Okay, everyone, next week we've got upper body and abs cover. I do apologize if my voice was choked back, as I explain in about a minute from now. We went to a concert the other night, Streetlight Manifesto. It's one of my favorite punk bands growing up. If you're familiar, let me know. And I was singing quite a bit, and my voice is So anyway, have an amazing day, everyone, and I'll see you for our next workout. Don't forget to grab your free August guide from the links below. Thanks for joining me for the start of our August fitness calendar, everyone. I do apologize if my voice is a bit hoarse for the intro and the close to this video. We had just come back from a concert last night, Streetlight Manifesto, if you're familiar, and I am trying to work my way through a series of screaming and singing in the crowd. Anyhow, don't forget that you can find this calendar in the links below in the video description. This was day 1 to August, and we've still got 3 weeks to go, so it's never too late to start. Be sure to smash that thumbs up button for me if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel to support what I do, and finally, turn your notifications on for next week's upper body, abs, shoulders, back, and chest workout. We'll be using our dumbbells for this one, and I can't wait to share it with you. All right, everyone, have an amazing day, and I'll see you for the next one.